be real loud. There are two horns right where she's pointing. So up front here, your sensitive ears, I'll give you a warning. I'll say warning, 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 and then it goes. And another key thing is that Kathy will be standing right there with her fingers in her ears. That'll be a good hint. All right, warning, warning, warning. Watch that kayaker and see what he does. Absolutely nothing. All right, that's it for the horn blowing. We're a U.S. Coast Guard inspected passenger vessel. They inspect us every year. They make us blow the horn like that. That long blast, it means the passenger vessel is leaving the dock. The three short ones means it's doing it backwards like we're doing. And, well, we do have a kayak over there, but the idea is that that lets all this river traffic out here know what we're doing.
Careful out there.
We get underway, for those of y'all old enough to know this is our theme song.
Great. There's no professors on the boat, is there? There's no professors on the boat, is there?
Hey, good. Glad y'all remember. It's not really going to be a 3-hour tour if it was. Kathy had to have her long red sequin dress on. Well, we just left Jekyll Wharf, same dock the millionaires used to use. Y'all know about the Millionaires Club on Jekyll? There was a Millionaires Club here, started the Millionaires, it's called the Millionaire Club. They had 100 members. They bought the entire island here from the Dominions, everything on it, and built that clubhouse. That's that big old, the old hotel back there with the turret. That was where they first stayed when they came here. It's where they ate. Where they ate. Eventually, those millionaires that had big families started building what they call cottages, maybe a mansion to us. Especially the Crane Cottage. I would not call that a cottage. It's beautiful. Some of the millionaires came here in their own boats, yachts, actually they would call them. Our boat right here is named the Liberty. That's named for Joseph Pulitzer's Liberty. Our other boat, the Corsair, is named for J.P. Morgan's Corsair. Actually, it's Corsair 3. Those are big boats. The Corsair was a little bit bigger than ours. It was a 304-foot yacht. That's longer than a football field. They couldn't anchor. They couldn't come in this creek. It's way too shallow. They needed like 17 feet of water to float, much less go somewhere. That place right back there, I should have already pointed out, the little post sticking up back there. That's the old Jekyll Island boathouse. And that used to be a 2-story building capable of holding a 100-foot steam vessel in there called the Jekyll Island, coincidentally, during the millionaire days. So these yachts that could not come in the creek would either, I'm going to tell you that story in a minute. But right now, I'm going to point out on this double tower at the top. Oh, by the way, you do not have to stay in your seats now that we're away from the dock. And I'll make a little circle right here. There's an American bald eagle at the top of those 2 posts. We've got 2 pairs of mating eagles on the island. The only way to tell the difference between male and female is that they're sitting up there together. The female is going to be bigger.
On top of this highline over here. So just some huge steel posts. Oh.
They come to Jekyll around this time. Usually the male comes first. They use their same nest year after year after year. So the male comes in and fixes the nest back up. Then the female comes in and points out his errors. Gets it all fixed up again. Then when they leave separately. They go on separate vacations. It's how they seem to make their lives work out. Last year we had, from the 2 nests, we had 2 eaglets each. So we know they produced 4 eagles, 4 more eagles. We don't know if they will come back here to the nest or not. He's majestic sitting up there. We've come through here once at the end of a trip, came through, watched, saw the eagle, got maybe 100 yards or so up that way. Everybody's looking in front of us because we're heading that way. Next thing we see is this eagle go blasting down to the water, catch a fish, and take off. So we went and looked back, and sure enough, it had been the eagle that was way up there, that he had seen a fish 100 yards up that way. From way up there, dove on it and got it. Exactly, eagle eyes. Really cool, and the second one will be sitting up there alongside him. He'll be on the other post. That orange float down there, that's a crab trap float. There's a cage down there about this big, cubed. Like that. For blue crab, Georgia blue crab. Delicious. Their Latin name, I don't know. But it means wonderful, delicious swimmer. You have to have our mate Pablo to tell you what the actual Latin name is. He knows the Latin name to everything. I don't have that kind of brain. And he's actually brain injured. He had a fan hit him right on top of the head. Fell out of the ceiling. He was a Georgia State Patrol officer. That was it for that. But he can remember Latin names. We do a trawl. We have a net. It's a tri-net. Put it out. We do it for the Jekyll, Camp Jekyll kids. And then also other school systems in the winter. Something on that far single post. We do this trawl, have a net. It's got the barn doors. It's just like a regular shrimp net. It's a tri-net, just like they have on a shrimp boat. They have tri-nets. They put it down for maybe 10 minutes or so, or a little bit longer, where they have the big nets down. Lets them know basically what they're catching in the big nets. Instead of having to pull the big net in, they might leave that down for a couple hours. It was a black vulture, a Georgia eagle. So we do this trawl, get the kids to pull the line back in. We trawl backwards. And then we separate it out, have everything all in some buckets up here, and then teach them about everything they caught. And when Pablo's doing it, he knows the scientific name for everything. And you've got a kid that big, he's going to tell him the Latin name. We just went under that small bridge without anything on it. We don't recommend using that anymore. Used to be a lift span. We got our brown pelican sitting up there and a couple cormorants. I'm looking at them. Those are all older brown pelicans. You can tell their age kind of, that they got brown or gray feathers up top. That's a youngster. White feathers is old. If they've got blonde feathers up top, they're real old. They get up to about 75 years. That old bridge, that was a lift span. Went straight up and down, had two towers on either side. Got that in 1954. First time you could actually drive onto Jekyll. This is Jekyll Harbor Marina we're passing. It's a no-wake zone. Kind of have to go slow. Got these nice yachts on the outside down here. Most of those are transients. There's a season for when they go north and a season when they come back south. Like when it gets cold, they'll come south. We'll get a different boat show, fill up this dock every night with them moving down. Boats on the far side, they're here year-round. Get to rent those slips. You got this little bitty boat right here, and then you got some of those bigger yachts over there on the other side. Each slip is the same. The amenities are the same. But that's not how you're going to pay for it. You pay for it by the length of your vessel. So if you've got a little bitty short one, like that little bitty boat right there, he's not paying anywhere near what those other yachts are paying for the same space. Interesting. Back behind this big yacht, the family affair, up on shore, there it is. There's the deck anyway, porch. That's Zachary's River House Restaurant. And generally we don't recommend places, but I can tell you this. Our company eats lunch there about 4 times a week. And then she eats dinner there a lot too. You can get Georgia wild shrimp there also, the best tasting shrimp in the world. Y'all know that Georgia has the best tasting shrimp in the world?
Heard that.
You're here a couple more times before you get off my boat. Kind of a little detour over here.
Is that just like the breed that I see shining in front of her? I think it is.
I'm surprised that stayed seated.
Take a little detour here. You're going to look along this little area in here. You see that green sign up there? And then look to the right of it. You see something sticking out from the water. Look at that thing. That's different. That concrete thing sticking out there. There's a cormorant in front of it eating a fish. A little bird. Got a fish there. Yeah, see if you can get a shot of that real quick. Hurry, hurry, hurry. That structure there, that is a water pipe. It's got fresh water coming out of it 24 hours a day. It comes straight from the Jekyll Island wastewater treatment plant. Woohoo! Good data to have, right? They actually get awards for that water. It's 98 to 99% pure. The reason we kind of stop over here for a quick peek is to see if there are any manatee hanging around.
Oh, great.
West Indian manatee. They come up from Florida and vacation here, spring and summer. Stay here. They usually get here around the time our water gets around 70 degrees and better. And we're going to look over here to the left. There's something over there.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I can't see it yet. It's a grackle snatcher. They come up from Florida, like I say. When the water gets over 70 degrees, they kind of like it up here. When it gets down to 70 again, they start heading back to Florida. We're in Jekyll Creek. This is a saltwater creek. It's basically just as salty as the ocean is. There is something over there.
Right there, but I haven't seen it.
The nose come up. We're going to get a little closer then.
Manatee snout.
It's a saltwater creek. It's just as salty as the ocean is. So they're mammals. They can't drink that water just like we can't drink salt water and survive. So they have to find sources of fresh water. And this is one of the places they come to, is this pipe.
Oh, that makes sense.
And that's probably cleaner than some of the freshwater rivers they would go to drink in. And this is kind of, it's a little late in the season to have manatees here, although I saw one a couple trips ago, and it looks like we might have one here.
And there is still manatee food floating.
Yeah, I've heard that from some of the dock masters, that they're still seeing manatee poop, which is a clear sign there are manatee around.
It's like a snout. Snout sticking.
And my boat thermometer says it's 64 degrees, so they really need to get out of here. They need to scram. Now while they're here, you got another one?
Yeah. 9 o'clock. 9:30.
Yeah, that's a manatee. That was a nose.
Sure enough.
Go home. There's another one. There's another.
Yeah, there's a couple.
That definitely was not the same one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome to Jekyll Island Manatee Tours. It's usually better to see them at low tide.
There we go.
Yep, 2, 3 of them. Wow. Y'all need to go buy a lottery ticket when you go ashore, because this should not even be here. That pipe over there, that's just the concrete casing for it. Low tide, remember the 8 to 10 feet difference? That whole pipe is actually out of the water at low tide. You can see it. And since it's shallow, it means you generally can see more of the manatee as they're rolling around trying to get positioned to drink the water.
Yeah.
Now that marsh grass over there, that's called Spartina grass.
It just, there he is. Yeah, it just pooped.
There's 3.
Or, I think there might even be more.
Yeah.
You have to be real careful around them. Unlike dolphin, these guys aren't real smart.
There they are. There he is. See?
Yep, there's another one.
Right there, guys.
Yeah.
Went for the shoreline.
There we go again.
Oh,
Yeah.
look
There's
at
whole
that.
bodies up that time.
And a
Another.
I think there's one coming.
Usually if we see them, you're only going to see one. So this
There's
is
a
pretty,
one right
this is
there.
pretty
coming out.
So long.
spectacular.
Yeah.
And right there.
And also, a lot of times they'll hold their breath for 25 minutes or more, so this is being pretty nice. Yeah,
We'll take it.
the finale. So when they're here, that marsh grass over there, which is the same marsh grass as that 7-mile causeway you cross to get here, it's called Spartina grass. Georgia has about a third of all the saltwater marshes on the entire East Coast, made up of Spartina grass. It's a member of the sugarcane family, so there's something sweet to it.
Oh.
And that's what the manatee eat while they're here. They're vegetarians. So at the high tide, they'll be up there in the marsh grass. That's feeding it as their vegetarian diet. Doesn't eat very well. They get up to around 1,400 pounds. So I don't recommend the Spartina diet. Come on up 3 or 4 in a row, real quick. Head on.
They're freaked out.
Comes one coming up right there in the dark spot.
No.
Are you snorkeling?
Oh, a jet ski.
That's where at low tide, like I say, they'll be turning around. You'll see their back, see their tail.
Here, Guthrie.
Pretty neat to see that little bitty nose, and that's all you're seeing, and realize there's 1,400 pounds under the water.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't take them long to suck in some air, and then down they go.
You get a picture, did you?
I tried, but.
I mean, from when she saw it, and then you guys were in Florida.
Oh.
All right, let's continue on. We'll, if we time it right, we'll have a little bit of time to check them out on our way back, and the tide will be lower by 1.5 feet.
And hopefully they'll still be here.
Yep. Tell you, most trips we do not see them. That's we look for them. Most trips we don't see them, and then we just got 4, 5, or 6. All right, let's start looking for the fin. The yachts, the dock back there, the one the transients, they're there overnight. Maybe they're there for a couple days, maybe a week. They have to pay something like $2.25 a foot. Like that big yacht back there is 90 feet. That is a hefty price you're paying every night. So some of these people don't have that kind of money, but they're intracoastal waterway travelers, and some of them don't have the speed to get marina to marina every night. Some don't want to, and if they did, they don't want to pay that money. So what they'll do is what this guy's doing is anchor. You can anchor in our waters for free. You just have to be out of the channel and have a certain light system on for your anchor light. And then they'll have a dinghy, and they can dinghy over to the marina. And it's only a $20 charge for the dinghy. And then you can go ashore. That's what Javon said. Yeah. Then you can go on the island, rent a bicycle or red bug machine. I got some floats over there. If they're staying up top, not going to be a dolphin. Usually not. There are always exceptions to the case. A lot of exceptions. There are things I say about sea turtles when you see them, and that's very, very rare. They'll stick their head up, maybe around the St. Andrews Sound. Usually, they put that head up, they see us, they don't come back up. And then I'll have one do it 4 times in a row, make a big liar out of me. Got Summer Waves over there, water park. It's only open in the spring and summer when the kids are out of school. They use 12th grade high school students and college students to run all the things over there, pretty much. So you gotta wait till they're out of school. I see a couple people on this beach here looking for something. Any idea what they're looking for? Shark's teeth. Yes, prehistoric shark's teeth, no less. This is called Shark's Tooth Beach at Jekyll. And it goes all the way from right here, all the way down to the point. This kind of is, well, not really, it's not the best time, it's not the worst time to be looking. You really want to be looking closer to low tide, that 8 to 10 feet again, or 8 to 0 feet difference. You'll have much more beach here going all the way down. High tide, the water goes right up into the grass here. There's no beach. How to get here? You go past the water park, you'll see a gate, like a cow gate, but there's no fence on either side. Don't park in front of the gate, but park anywhere else. The pet go around the gate. It's about a 3/4 mile path. Takes you right out to back there. Make sure you got good shoes, walking shoes.